Welcome back. This is the 37. I got it from my buddy Nick. Had some work done to it. Neighbor Arden, you guys met him, he did the work. Nick wanted it back, so I pretty much already sold it back to him. But this vehicle was purchased brand new by his grandfather in 1937. It's been in their family this entire time. It's been off the road since '85. Yeah, it's got a transplanted 6-cylinder out of a car in it. Hasn't been started up since it was put in. Not sure when it was ran last, but it's got a 5-speed, and it needs a lot of work. There's no drive shaft, no brakes, no clutch setup, no throttle, none of that stuff. But I want to try to get it started, at least to hear it run, so I know if it's worth pursuing this engine. So, yeah, let's get to the good stuff. I got the Rowan Co. You guys have heard me talk about it before. I have opened this bottle because I enjoy drinking it. And it's, you know, oak barrels. And Diablo's joining us tonight. Hi, bud. I know this is delicious stuff, so cheers. Yeah, that's a 10. Solid 10. So if you like Rowan Co., or like good Irish whiskey, try the Rowan Co. Hard to find. I have to order it, but maybe you'll be lucky and be able to find it. So yeah, let's take a walk around. It's actually in really nice shape for being a 37. The grill, Nick told me a story about the grill, how it got destroyed. His grandfather was driving into town, and a big buck was in the middle of the road and tried to fight his truck. The grill's actually in the back. It's pretty mangled. But it was a fish delivery truck. I think that's why he bought it. Cornucopia Express was their transportation company. And this is what he used to transport the fish. So, yeah. Gas tanks under the seat. Yeah. It used to have a wooden floor in it to be able to get to the transmission and stuff. But I think it's a 262, 252. I'll have to leave that open now. Cat. Yeah. Getting rolling up on 100 years old, and it's got a S10 rear end in it. It's just bolted in there at the moment. It's not, the perches aren't welded, so I gotta set the pinion angle. But yeah, there's what's left of the grill. Apparently the deer destroyed it pretty good. This fender's out of something else. I don't even know if that's off of. But yeah, I'm gonna have the camera lady help me pull the hood off, and it's also raining here, but gotta get started to get it done. So yeah, I'll be back after I get the hood off, and we'll show you what we're working with inside. Action. Oh, we got the hood off in one piece. It's actually, I think they're called a batwing hood. Yeah, it's kind of hard to work on them with them on there. It's easier to pop it off. But yeah, it is definitely a straight 6. And if anybody knows the exact size of the car 6 cylinders, I know they had the 292 was the truck 6, and it's either a 250 or 260 or 252. I don't remember. But I want to get the fuel line hooked up. I got my trusty boat tank from, you know, the 75 GMC Revival, that 200 miles, 6 gallons at a time. But yeah, hopefully it decides to run nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the 5-speed in it. With an automatic, it'd make it quite a bit easier to get it ready to drive. Usually where I end up hitting myself. And yeah, did I mention it's raining out? I'm nice and soaked. And if it's not a normal hose clamp, like this style, I take them off and I throw them. The pinch together kind, I absolutely hate them. I bought a big canister of hose clamps from O'Reilly's. Everything I own, you won't find them pinch together ones on it. I absolutely hate them. So, yeah, fuel line. It's actually not fuel line, it's power steering line. But use what you got. It's actually a nice looking engine. It's relatively clean. But I know nothing about it. Do you know anything about it?
No.
You're supposed to be the one that remembers stuff. Yeah, you really want to tighten your hose clamps all the way up. Yeah, that's the last of the gasset. After the 9th stop or something. Thought I lost my hose clamp. I'm actually getting down on them. I gotta order more from, head up to O'Reilly's and pick up more. So hopefully this fuel pump works. Hopefully the oil pump works. Let's set this right on that engine, right where I'll start a fire. You should hang out there. No, like I was saying about my buddy Nick, he's Nick the third and his son is Nick the fourth. That's the reason why I want them to have this truck back, is because it's been in their family its whole life. So, and I'm not stingy. It'd take me forever to get to this project, but now I'm getting to it. But yeah, I just want to surprise him with it, and so because when I picked it up, it had a running stove bolt in it. Well, I got it running. And it actually ran pretty good, and then we decided to upgrade and do the whole 5-speed thing because the transmission was shot. Yeah, bolt my battery in and let's give her a couple of clicks, see if it spins over. So the oil line here is crimped off, doesn't have a gauge. I just want to open it up a little bit when I crank on it just to make sure it's got oil pressure. I don't have the distributor or the coil hooked up yet, so I want to see what this does. Well, it should have built some oil pressure by now. There we go. That's a good sign. And it's nice and clean oil, so. Trim it back off like I do with the brake lines for the rear ends on all my vehicles. Because it's hard to do a burnout if your back brakes work. I should probably grab a gas jug, dump a little bit in the carb, help it pop off a little easier. Trying to think when I seen it last. So now that I know it's got some kind of oil pressure, I'll hook the coil up. I did put some gas in the carb. Probably check and make sure it's got spark. I'm sure glad it's raining. We need it, but it sounds decent cranking over. So it's no spark. So I need to find some sandpaper. I'll be back. I haven't forgotten about the Nash. I'm still soaking the engine down, trying to get it freed up. You will see this on a future episode. It's just every day I spray it down. I try to turn it over. So as soon as I get it freed up, I will be back on this car because I want to drive this thing soon. Sooner than later, hopefully. But no, other than that, I got to get points for that thing. I've tried 2 different coils. I'm not getting any sparks, so it's got to be the points. Super simple system. So I'll get points, and hopefully O'Reilly's has them, and I can put them in tomorrow, and we can finish filming this episode. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, it's the next night. I was able to find points for it, and now it's got spark, so let's see how it runs. Not too shabby. Woo! Well, at least it wasn't a fireball. I would have lost some hand hair. Cold-blooded. Yeah, I think it's a little bit out of time. It runs though. Now I can proceed with it. Comment. Let me know if you think I should leave the 5-speed in it or convert it to an automatic. I know doing an automatic swap would be way easier than pedal linkage and all that other stuff, but yeah, it runs. It sounds pretty good. It's loud. Sounds like the timing's a little bit out, but or the point back. Sounds a lot better with a little bit of timing, so that's all the farther I can turn it that direction because it's up against the block. So I don't know, I'll investigate more. I might have to pull a distributor to turn it, but no, it runs good. I'm happy with it, and it's got oil pressure because it's leaking oil out. That's 1030. Conventional. All right. Yeah, I'm happy with it. What about you?
I am.
I want to drive this thing. I've actually had this for a couple years and Never even really messed with it much. So, but yeah, it's got a Speedway front end, disc brake conversion in it. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. It doesn't have any of the hardware for the disc brakes. I think it's got the discs, but that's about it. Chevy Blazer rear end, so it should be like a 355 or 373 gear ratio. If I keep the 5-speed in it, this thing, there's no reason why this truck shouldn't get 25 miles to the gallon, and it'd be a fun cruiser. So. I'm happy. Let me know what you think. I think for this episode, I'm going to call this a win and call it a night. Enjoy my last day off before work. So, thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, comment. I love reading the comments, and I respond to every single one. So, make the plan, work the plan. That's what I did. I got it running. I don't know when this engine was ran last, but it doesn't really matter. It runs. So, yeah. Let me know what you think I should do with it. Have a good night. This is a pretty cool option. This truck came with factory air conditioning. Yeah. The more you open it, the more bugs you get in your teeth. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Look at that. Shuts better than a brand new car door. Oh, I love it. It's my 68 Lincoln Continental. Got a 460 C6 trans. It was parked in '87. I bought it from the guy. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. No, it was parked in '87. When I got it home, the engine was locked up. I got it running. I drove it for like 2 or 3 months. The transmission started slipping because it was parked for so long. Had the transmission rebuilt. I went through, I did all the brakes. I had the dual exhaust put on it. But, yeah. Listen to that thing purr. It's got the 365 horse, 460. It's a survivor, and this is the way I like the cars. You know, it's got some rust. Don't worry about that stuff. But, yeah. I try to drive this as much as possible, but you know, with having 5 other classics that I enjoy driving, it makes it hard to focus on one more than the other. Cool option about this car, it's got vacuum locks. The wipers are ran off of the power steering pump, which is driven by the crankcase or the crankshaft. It's actually behind the bottom pulley. We'll open up the old ranch, see what we got under the hood. In this car, the latch isn't over here. Lincoln did that for a reason. They didn't want you to be on that side of the traffic if you broke down or whatever. So they put the hood release over on this side. It is all original, but I put a Holley carb on it because the factory carb was no longer any good. But it's super fun to drive. It does good burnouts. You know, it's like a 5,200 pound car, but it gets up and moves. It's super fun to drive. Yeah.